Hey, what's up, YouTube? How you guys doing out there? And welcome to the Walls Way. Well, usually I'll say every day we feed chickens, we talk to chickens, and we collect eggs from chickens. But today's video is going to be a pond video. We're not really going to do anything on the chickens. The chickens are doing good. They're all over here. We'll get a video on them later on today. One of the things I do on my channel, I usually do like my pond or my chickens. I want to show you guys what I got going on over here at the pond. I'll show you guys what I've been working on today. So this is my pond. If you new to the channel, it's 9 by 14. I have no idea how many gallons, well over 1,000. Right here is the deepest part. Over here it's about, I don't know, maybe 8-10 inches deep. Not much deeper than your hand going down that way. Right here it is knee deep. Usually every Saturday I'll try to clean out the filter. That's my filter that I made out of a food grade storage bin. Not too hard to make. If you want to know more about that, I do have a video on that. But every Saturday I do try to clean the filters out. I just take the filters out and rinse them out with the water hose. What I did today, in the past I had a 5-gallon bucket, right? And I had, your buckets like this with the hole on top. Well, I had the bucket upside down, and I took my hole saw kit and I drilled an 1.5-inch hole to feed my inlet tube down through the 5-gallon bucket. And then I drilled probably 30 holes, no bigger than 1/8 of an inch, all around the bucket. That way water could come in. And basically that bucket was like a shroud, right? It would go around the pump, and it would keep all the leaves and debris and some of the baby fish from getting sucked into it. I was cleaning it out today, and I went to go put it back together, and it wasn't pumping quite like it should. Now, as you can see right there, that's pumping like it's supposed to. That is full power. My pump is a 2,100 gallon per hour, and it's pumping right at 2,100 right now. But whenever I clean the pump out, just get some leaves and stuff off, I put it back in the pond, with my bucket facing upside down, plugged it up, and I thought, well, something ain't right. It ain't quite pumping like it's supposed to. So I had an idea. I've seen other people do it, but I tried to critique it, or I guess modify it, just because this is the Walls Way. What I did is, instead of having the bucket upside down, I turned the bucket right side up, just like you would use a regular bucket, right? The hole on the bottom, I took a small stone that was flat, and I put it on the bottom just to kind of cover the hole. That way it wouldn't suck stuff up from the bottom. And then I filled it with gravel, a couple inches from the bottom. Then I put my pump on top, and then I poured gravel, pea gravel to be exact, some pea gravel over top of the pump, and filled the whole bucket up with about halfway full of pea gravel. So you got a couple inches of pea gravel on the bottom, then you got your pump sitting on top of that flat stone, and then I got more pea gravel going over top of the pump. And I'm gonna tell you guys what, that seems to be working great. In the past, whenever I would do it the old way, the waterfall would have done slowed down by now, just because it don't take long to get trash and little fine particles stuck to the pump or whatever, and kind of gum it up and slow it down. And anybody that's got a high power pump, it is kind of lame whenever it doesn't pump to quite full potential. I got a buddy who's got one that's 4,500 gallons per hour, and his will get gummed up and it'll be running slower than what you see right now. And I think that's no good, right? I want full power. So again, like I said, I took the bucket and I got it facing right side up, just like this right here, but without a lid. And it's got pea gravel on the bottom, then the pump, and then more pea gravel to basically bury the pump. And it's got all the holes and stuff. I didn't modify none of the holes, but I'm hoping this will work. I think it'll work a little bit better. The old way, the bucket itself was the pre-filter. Well, what I call a pre-filter. Some people call it a pump barrier or pump protector, whatever. And this right here seems to work the best for me, because there's no way a leaf will get through all that pea gravel and get sucked up into the pump. Now, eventually it will get gummed up just from all the, all the sludge you build up in your pond from fish poop stuff like that. But it'll save you a little bit of time of having to empty or having to clean it every weekend. Like I'm used to taking this apart and taking the filter pads out and rinsing them out with the water hose. And while I had it apart, I would just go ahead and I would clean out my pump. I'm hoping now I don't have to clean the pump. I can just clean this and save myself a little bit of time. So if you got a pump and you constantly got, you know, leaves and trash and just all kinds of stuff getting sucked into it, I'd recommend taking a 5-gallon bucket and drill you some holes all the way around, you know, about 1/8 inch big. And there's no right or wrong way to do it as long as it can get water flow. And then pour you some gravel a couple inches from the bottom, put your pump in there, and then bury it. That way the pump's not at the bottom. It's kind of, and I'm going to use this right here as an example, but, you know, my pump will be sitting right here in the middle. I got gravel, and I buried it up, and then so forth. You guys understand. But that is what I've been working on today. I did take my Spanish moss out. Let's see if we can get a little closer. And it's going to be shaky just because I'm trying not to fall in here. But I got plenty of those parrot feathers, right? Like I got parrot feathers for days. And I thought, well, let's put them in the waterfall tray. I think they do better. I think they look a little bit better. I just planted them about an hour ago, so it will take a couple days before they decide to perk up. The Spanish moss I took out because it was starting to die. I think it's just getting too much water. I planted it right here. And of course I've done about walked all over it, but that is my Spanish moss. All this right here, what's left of it anyway. I noticed it wasn't doing too good. I think it was getting a little too much water. My papyrus right here is getting really big. I had somebody ask me the other day about my papyrus plant in my pond. Because I did a video on when I got that and everything. But y'all look at that right there. And compared to old David the Gnome right there, it is, when I first got it, it was about as tall as the tip of his hat right there. And now it surely has taken off. One thing I did have to do, I took some paracord right here and I tied the stalks up because all these stalks over here, this one, that one, this one, they were all leaning over into my parrot feather forest, and I didn't want them to break or anything. So I did use some paracord, and you can use anything really. I guess you could use a zip tie or some string, or I had some twine, but it was starting to fray, and I was just scared that it was going to fray one day and make its way over here into the pump and stop everything up and just bring all my progress to a screeching halt. So I just used paracord, and it was green, so it kind of blends in. You can't really see, but it is doing really good. That is my dwarf Egyptian papyrus. And again, I don't know how many people read your Bible, but I like this plant because it says back in the ancient Egypt time, the Egyptians, they would dry this out, unravel it, and that's what they'd use as paper. They would write on it, and that's what they use for paper. And it looks tropical, right? So it looks good. It's not hard to plant. I just took it straight out of the pot and stuck it down there in that mucky water. I didn't, well, you can't dig a hole because it's a pond, but I did put a little bit of gravel, you know, down the bottom so the roots would have something to grab a hold of. But everything's doing really good. Our lily pads that we got from Lowe's, I don't know what kind of lily pads those are, but they come in like a cup with one of those fake purple flowers on top. It was like $7. I thought, what the heck, we'll give it a try. I see that our pickerel, all this right here, is starting to bloom. Looks like there's a bumblebee over there. Let's see if we can get a shot of that bumblebee. Again, I don't want to fall in here. I did notice there's a frog in here. You see him right there? Bumblebee. Thought that's pretty cool. I got my big metal catfish. I got from a local metal art, Burton's General Store. They sell all kind of produce and metal art and just all around cool stuff. Our pond grass right here, that's what I call it. I don't know the correct name or terminology. Oh, I'm about to step in my daggone Spanish moss. It's on its last leg and I'm about to crush it. But other than that, everything's doing really good. Got the pump cleaned out. I took the hose, but my hose only reached about right here, and I just kind of put it on the jet setting and tried to rinse out some of that sludge. But it is doing really good. It is pumping exactly 2,100 gallons per hour. See if we can get us a little close up. And I just put the parrot feathers in there and then kind of move some of the rock and stuff around. That way the roots would have something to grab a hold of. Right there's a good example. I don't know if you can see my bucket right there. See, it was facing the other way. It was upside down. But I think it's going to work good this way, because now any kind of leaves or trash that it does get caught in the current, it'll collect in here, and I can just reach in, pull it out, and be done with it. I did do away. I had another pump in my last pond video. It was a little 550 gallon per hour. I just put here in the corner, and I would just have it shooting straight across, just kind of help stir the water up a little bit. But the issue with that is, I took a small flower pot and I did the same thing as my bucket here, but it would still get stuff sucked in it. And every single day I'd come out here and I'd have to clean out leaves or debris, or kind of hard to see, there's some little pieces of creeping Jenny. That stuff gets in there. That's what you see right here. All that little green stuff floating on top, looks like confetti. That stuff is a nightmare. It's really pretty, and the fish, believe it or not, whether you got goldfish or koi fish, algae eaters. Well, I don't know about algae eaters, but I know my goldfish and my koi fish, they sure do like to nibble on that. That's like a treat for the fish. But that stuff is a nightmare. It would get caught in the pump and gum it up. And I thought, let's just do away with that little 550 pump. Let's just see what we can do. See if we can keep that going at full flow rate all the time. So I think it's going to work. I think it looks pretty good. You can already see I got more bubbles than what I had before. That's good. That's telling me there's oxygen getting into the water. But yeah, this is what I've been working on. I just got done doing my yard work, mowing the yard or whatever, and I had several people ask me about the pond, so I kind of want to give you guys an update. And I had a gentleman ask me about my signs and stuff right here, and he said something about the city workers know where all the signs are. Well, not being ugly or anything, but I am not worried about the signs. I've gotten almost every one of my signs from either a flea market or a yard sale. I got a couple from an estate sale. Hell, I got one of them. I don't remember. It was one of the speed limit signs, but I got it from a yard sale that lived right across the street from a sheriff deputy. He had one of them sheriff deputy Ford Explorers parked in his driveway. And I thought, well, shouldn't be no harm in that. And this big sign right here, the city workers left it in my yard. They were out here working on the water main one weekend, and it took them a whole week to do it. Well, this sign in particular, it wasn't even, they didn't even have it standing up to let people know. They had other ones like it, but I guess they brought out an extra one, and it was just laying in my grass. And once they got done doing their water main work, they packed up all their stuff and went back, I guess, to headquarters or whatever, and left the daggone sign laying in my yard. And I thought, well, I'll leave it there for a couple days. Maybe they'll come back to get it. And would y'all believe they never came back to get that sign? It stayed in my front yard for a whole week. And I thought, well, come next weekend, if they hadn't picked it up, I'm gonna pick it up, because hell, possession 9/10 of the law, right? So that's where that sign came from. They was doing work on the water main right here in the front yard. And I thought, well, if y'all ain't gonna pick it up, I'll pick it up. So that's the story behind the signs, but we're not here to talk about signs, we're here to talk about the pond. If you have any questions, do let me know. Ask away. I do try to answer all the comments. That being said, hope everybody's having a good day. Hope you like what you see about the pond. It's not too much maintenance once you get it to where you really want it. It's just a matter of cleaning the filters out. That's about all you really got to do. Other than that, we're doing good. Hope you guys are doing good. Thank you so much for watching. Do please continue to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Thanks. See you later.